Nike has a new outdoor basketball shoe and it's called the Nike ST Flare. ST as in street. You know, it's the summer season when brands are dropping outdoor hoop shoes left and right, especially the Chinese brands. Not to be outdone, I guess, because it realizes that there's still a market for it, Nike has joined the fray. You know, in the Philippines, summer usually starts March and ends in May, although truth be told, in a tropical country like the Philippines, it feels like summer the entire year. There are indoor courts, of course, but a vast majority of the courts here do not use hardwood flooring, some others with roofing added only much later. Which is to say that outdoor basketball shoes have a base market in this country. The Nike ST Flare could have that here, although pretty much other countries also have a similar setup, with the weather being the only difference. Let's have a quick conversation. Now, here are the main tech specs of this new basketball shoe based on what we know so far. Mesh is used as the base material for the upper, which features stitching reinforcements and a fabric support piece at the base, both of which add to the shoe's overall design. The mesh, however, is not mono mesh, as it appears to be at least two layers. It will have full-length Cushlon 3.0 for the foam midsole plus an air zoom unit at the forefoot. Cushlon 3.0 is Nike's latest EVA foam variant, which promises to be durable, although on the flip side it can feel stiff at first. I'm not sure yet about the type of air zoom used, but the typical rectangular zoom unit is definitely not off the table. Then you have flywire cables at the two bottom punched eyelets and two metal eyelets at the top, which kind of reminds me of the Air Jordan 12 but just a little bit. Meanwhile, the outsole uses XDR or extra durable rubber. It uses herringbone traction pattern and the rubber treads and even the grooves look thick, which are obviously designed for outdoor basketball. But there's one other thing about the outsole that seems interesting. Sometimes the little details give the shoe away, and this seems to be the case with the Nike ST Flare. The outsole of this colorway features a pink swoosh panel at the heel, and inside it is the text Nike Street. Obviously, it's the name of the basketball shoe model, but there's more. I find it interesting that the font type of the Nike Street somehow resembles the one in the basketball video game NBA Street. That game was released in 2001 for the PlayStation 2, with its third version released in 2005. It's basically a 3-on-3 street ball type of gameplay, which fits quite well with the street ball motive of this new Nike shoe. Look, I'm not saying that the video game has anything to do with the Nike ST Flare and vice versa. I'm not even sure if there's any underlying collaboration behind it, although I'm guessing there's none because the video game doesn't have an upcoming sequel from the same developer, which is EA Sports. But I guess the shoe's designer has some explaining to do. But going back to the new basketball shoe, the outsole is clearly designed for outdoor play and it could handle rugged court conditions. It's like the traction pattern means nothing less than straight business, and it does look quite like the typical treads on a car tire. The thing is, the surface of outdoor courts are more exposed to heat and sunlight, and they tend to be much warmer than your average indoor hardwood court. It's for this reason that outdoor basketball shoes typically use a rubber compound different from your usual indoor hoops shoe. Some cases it's vulcanized rubber where sulfur is added, other times it can be TPR or thermoplastic rubber where plastic is thrown into the mix. The Nike ST Flare's rubber outsole seems to be able to handle that, which reminds me, Nike has its own history of outdoor specific shoes in the past. This began in 1992 with the Nike Air Raid designed by Tinker Hatfield and Mark Smith. The shoe had a sequel in 1993 called the Nike Air Raid 2, and then in 1994 Nike dropped the Air Darwin, followed in 1995 by the Nike Air Indestruct. In 1996, Dennis Rodman headlined the Nike Air Shake, which also saw the Nike Rattle and Roll in the same year. Did you see what Nike did there? It's been a while since Nike made a stronger push for its outdoor lineup of basketball shoes. The recent ones released were not really outdoor specific, as they were made for both indoor and outdoor courts for obvious business reasons. This time around, the brand could be returning to that front through the Nike ST Flare. I'm not sure why the shoe is called Flare. Perhaps it's just the name of the colorway and the shoe might simply be called Nike Street as the outsole label readily shows, but who knows. The shoe is said to release in China this June 1, so we might have the details by then, but nonetheless, let me know what you think.